Hi. I am here. I'm getting started. I have absolutely no idea what time it is. So you guys let me know if I'm on time or early or late. And I look gross. It's like nasty weather out, and that kind of makes my hair go funky. And I was out doing chores and everything before I came. So this is what you get. It's cold and icky. When you get in here, let me know if you can hear me okay. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? You know, I was thinking about you this week, and I was like, I have not talked to her on Polo in a while, and I was feeling a little bit bad about it, but then I was like, well, she hasn't talked to me either, so we're probably just both busy living our best lives. Teaching school and everything else that comes along with farming and raising a family. Sorry while I do my personal grooming, everybody, that you're putting up with that. Hey, Rebecca. All right, so sound is good. You guys are here. It's rainy and cold and yucky, and we're gonna get through it though, right? I feel like I have a hair or something in my eye. Sorry about that. There we go. All right. Hey, and Pam's here. Hi, Pam. Let me turn this to live chat so I see everybody. I don't know why YouTube wants to filter out some. All right, so let's see if I've missed anything. I have not. Hello. Well, the title of this video is this my last live chat, but it's actually not 100% my last live chat. How about my last live chat for a while, though? Shall we say that? Hello, the red shed is here. Hi, guys. I lost a contact at school, had to leave early, was getting a headache. Oh, so your eyes were like seeing two different depths. One was seeing clearly and one wasn't. That's got to be a mess. So, but it's hard to get a same day sub, I bet, huh? So Elizabeth, my friend from Branscombe Farms, has rabbits, and she also teaches science, and I think middle school, and that's kind of amazing. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Rebecca? About what? Yeah, about that. About what? Hey, Mike is in the house. Hi, guys. I am just not happy with the way this. I really probably should get a real camera to do this, or whatever. So, yeah. Basically, I'll tell you now. I'll probably repeat it when more people come in. So it's my last live chat of the year. So I will probably start doing live chats again after the new year, but we're coming up on the holiday season, and my work schedule gets wacky, and everybody has family things, and it's colder and hard to get here. So it's just, I had to just make some decisions. So did you guys see the picture I posted earlier with the little glasses and the mustache? I thought that was kind of cute. So I will still be doing probably one video a week, and it will be coming out Saturday afternoons. And then I will probably resume my live chats after the new year. That's what I'm thinking. But what I might do is I might, if I have some time in like just in the week and I'm somewhere around, I might just like do a spontaneous live chat instead of a scheduled one, and just, whoever catches it. So that's kind of the way things are going right now. It is a very busy time of year, and you guys know that I have been having some, I don't want to say struggle, but I'm just having to restructure my time because I had allowed myself to get too busy to where I was not enjoying the things I need to do in my life. And so I was reclaiming some time, and coming up on the holidays, we're going to be making a trip to see Chris's parents. We're doing some other things like that. And so it just seemed like pulling back just a little bit from YouTube would be a good idea. All right, so let me scroll through and see who's around. All right. I have a question about bunnies. I'll answer that in a second. The red shed, busy, totally understandable. Good day from Australia. Hello, Josh. Thanks for joining us tonight. And what time is it where you are? So I'm at 5 p.m., 5 something p.m. I'm not sure exactly what time I started my live chat. Oh no, hair in my mouth. Yuck. Maybe a fuzz from a sweater or something. So what time is it where you are? 3:15 a.m. It must be 3:15 a.m. because you're pretty much on the opposite side of the globe. So thank you for, please tell me that you did not like set your alarm and get up for this. I'm really hoping you happened to be up anyway and you just saw 3:15. Oh wait, yes. Okay, sorry, wrong person. Okay. So, yeah, I was asking Josh because he's in Australia. Okay, there we go. Johnson Family Farmstead. Hello, how are you? Good to have you. 7:20 a.m. Okay, gotcha. And it's 3:20 p.m. here and where you are. So you are West Coast right now. Okay, 7:20 a.m. So you're just getting your day started, and you guys must be getting into late spring, right? So you're heading into your summertime too. So we've got opposite time of day and opposite season of the year. And I have a really good visual explanation of why the hemispheres have different seasonal patterns. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys already know about the tilt of the earth and how that affects it, but when I was in, and I see another question about winter in Missouri, when I was in middle school, my science teacher actually had a globe that would move around a light, and the light was the sun, the globe being earth, and it was tilted so you could actually see where the light hit the globe depending on the time of year. So here's just a little science lesson for y'all. So earth tilt like this, right? Sun is here. So if we're in the northern hemisphere here and we're on this side of the sun, then we are getting more light over here. And then as we move around like this, then the sun is here and you're getting about half and half. And as you move over here, which is where we are now, then the sun is shining this way and it's shining more towards the lower hemisphere. Of course, the earth is spinning the whole time, but it's spinning mostly. I mean, it's still shining, like even if it's spinning, it's still shining mostly on the southern hemisphere, which is why Australia has summer opposite. Come over here, then this would be our spring, and then back over here, their winter. Da-da! Now you are all edumacated. In case you didn't know the relationship between the tilt of the earth and the seasons. All right. Let's see. So I had a question about bunnies. So I have two sets of bunnies. I have the older bunnies that reached 12 weeks and have been dispatched to freezer camp. And Chris actually took one last night. They had a wild game night at our church. So mostly it was a bunch of deer and it was for men. And he brought one of our rabbits, which aren't exactly a wild game, but they're not, you know, a normal part of everyone's diet. So he brought one of those. So I haven't actually eaten one yet. And Chris did most of the dispatching. We built a skinning station. We don't have a barn or something, so we built a skinning station that kind of looks like gallows. So he took care of the dispatching, and then once it was down to, like, I call it a rotisserie rabbit, so it was basically meat and bones, he would put it in an ice chest in ice water, and then I took it from there and processed it the rest of the way for the freezer, getting it into, we have vacuum seal bags and getting it ready. Well, one thing I didn't know about rabbit, so if you haven't had rabbit before or you haven't processed rabbit before, you have to let the meat rest. Well, I guess you don't have to, but if you let the meat rest between 24 hours to 3 days refrigerated, then it makes the meat more tender. So I didn't know that prior, but I went back and I was rewatching Kevin and Sarah's series about raising me rabbits, and so at each stage of raising my rabbits, I would go back and watch their videos just to, you know, remind myself of things I might have missed. And that was one of the things that I found out when we watched their processing video. So that's where it is now, and they're all in the freezer, so that's exciting. And then we have, I want to say maybe 5-week-old. They might be older than that. They might be closer to 8-week-old bunnies. Excuse me just a second. I had a little tickle in my throat. I would need to actually look at the calendar and see, but so we have 6-week-old bunnies and they're doing great. And about a week and a half ago, we had some really nice weather, and Chris and I got a new tarp over our rabbit tree. So if you remember before, I had a tarp over it and then I lifted upside so that I could make a grow up pen under part of the tarp, and then because it was loose, the wind made it flap and then it just shredded against the dog kennel, right? So we took all that out. We took out the old one, we put up a new one, we took out the grow out pen, we made another rabbit tractor or chicken tractor. Right now, both of our tractors are housing chickens actually. And we got that all enclosed again with a bigger tarp so it encloses more of it so they are nice and snug for winter. Micah asked how our winters in Missouri are. Our winters in Missouri are actually pretty mild in my part of Missouri. So if you look at a map of Missouri, I-44 runs basically through, and I think I-44 basically follows the old Route 66 from the song, right? Get your kicks on Route 66 or Route 66, depending on how you say it. So I-44 runs up through Joplin, crosses over the top of Springfield, and goes all the way up to St. Louis. So basically cuts the state diagonally. And our weather patterns tend to go north. So that line kind of divides it. So the southern under that tends to have less harsh weather than the top. And we're also at the foothills of the Ozark Mountains, and I don't know whether that makes a play into it. But typically, we will get snow, 1 or 2 good snowfalls of a couple inches that'll stick for a couple days. And we get a lot of snow that'll just like not stick. It'll melt because the ground temperature is not that cold. We are usually above 0. Like this week, yesterday, it was almost 70 degrees outside at my house. I was in short sleeves working outside. And then tomorrow, it's supposed to be a high of 40. So that's the hard part for me, is because it's like, I've never lived anywhere where the temperature difference between night and day is like 40 degrees in less than 24 hours. So you're going like spring weather, winter weather, spring, winter weather, winter weather, and it just kind of bounces back and forth like that. All right, let me pop back up and see what other comments I've missed. One Anchor Under God is here. Hello. And we do get ice storms. Those are not fun. That happens sometimes. And every animal goes through rigor mortis. Right, so what we're talking about, Adventure Smiths, is whether on a rabbit, after it's been processed, you put it in the refrigerator, you don't freeze it right away. And when it goes through rigor mortis, then you put it in the freezer. With other animals, I don't know that you necessarily do that. Maybe though, because I've heard some people will leave their poultry in ice water for a day before they freeze it. So I don't know. And yes, hello. So we have Rebecca Stanley. Hello, hi, thanks for joining us tonight. Glad you could pop in. And who else? Oh, hey, Mom H is in the house. Hello, good to have you. Let's see. Anything else that I missed? All right, so make sure if you have a comment that, hey, Lynn is in the house, hello, that you specifically want me to answer or a question for me or anything like that, if you could put it in all caps, because I know a lot of times in the comments, people will be talking to each other, and so that kind of helps me to be able to see it really quickly if it's in all caps. Hey, and my good friend Woody, hello. It has been a while since I've heard from you. Thank you so much for joining us, for stopping in for this live chat. I appreciate it. How's your weather up there, sir? Woody lives on the East Coast, northern part of the East Coast, I believe, where it gets cold. And tomorrow we are expecting a lot of rain and maybe slush. And Mom H says that she thinks you're supposed to let chickens rest too. I didn't let our turkeys rest. I went straight to freezer. I'm not sure how far up the East Coast Woody lives, but it's over there somewhere. All right, so my title of my video was, is this my last live chat? And yes and no is the answer. It was kind of a little title to get you in watching. I hope you stick around. I'm gonna slow down my YouTube pace throughout the end of the year. We're heading into holiday season. We have a couple trips to make, and I just need to make sure that I leave margin in my life. Somebody used that expression today, and I really appreciated it. We talked about last week, or the last time I had a live chat, how my schedule was so full to the brim that I had no margin, I had no breathing space, and it was, I felt as if one more thing was going to break me, and I don't want to live my life that way. I want to enjoy life, and that's one of the reasons we chose to move to a farm and to homestead, was so that we could enjoy where we are every day. And I was pushing myself too hard to do that. So I want to make sure through the upcoming holidays, through Thanksgiving and Christmas, that I have the time I need to enjoy with my family. So I will not be doing live streams until after the new year sometime, unless I just happen to be somewhere where, one, there's nothing else going on and I have time, and two, there's good signal. So I may do some spontaneous live streams between now and then. All right. So Woody says he's near Boston and getting snow Friday. Oh, yeah. Yep. And Rebecca says, do I have any recommendations for videos that will help beginning YouTubers get going? Asking for a friend. I actually have a couple channels to recommend to you. So one would be Sean Cannell and Think Media, and also Video Influencers. Those are two channels run with the same people. I really like the things they have to say. Not everything will necessarily apply to a new YouTuber, but it's some good basic ideas, some good principles. What else? What other videos would I suggest for new YouTubers? Charisma on Command is kind of interesting. I watch a lot of their stuff, and let's see, what else have I found to be helpful? I don't know. Anybody else? Any other YouTubers out there have advice? If you're a new YouTuber, where would you send them? So, and also I guess it depends too, if you're talking the technical part or the planning part, or, yeah, so Mom H says, I was told repeatedly to do what you're passionate about. Right, and I think that that's true. I actually had a conversation with a friend today who said, I have absolutely zero desire to be filming anything, to watch YouTube, to do anything YouTube related right now. And so I was texting with her, but my reply, I kind of talked to her about it, and I was like, well, what do you have a desire to do? You know, why are you doing this? Why did you start YouTube? What's the deal? And then, but one thing that I said was, if YouTube is not bringing added value to your life, and if you don't love it, then you shouldn't be doing it, because it's too much work. It's too much time to spend doing this YouTube thing if you don't really like what you're doing, and if you don't really want to share your life with others. So that would be my biggest piece of advice to any new YouTuber is, you know, if at some point it's not what you thought it was, get out. There's nothing that says you have to keep going with something in your life that's like draining you of all your time and energy and emotion. A lot of us, I think, get into a habit of everything that we do in our life, and we don't take the time to stop and reevaluate and see, is this really bringing me joy? Is this really what I need to be doing? If you're a believer, is this really what God wants for my life? You know, so I think it's good every now and then to stop and reevaluate those things. So I know YouTubers have a bad reputation for griping about how much work it is on YouTube, but just to give you an idea, I was talking to another YouTuber recently who's doing really well. Her channel's successful. It takes her about 8 hours to edit a video after it's filmed, and it takes her another 8 videos, another 8 hours after her video is up, answering comments and promoting it and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're talking about, you know, 16 hours per video if you want to do it right. And that's not including the filming time. That's just the editing, uploading, and then promoting afterwards. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people who don't do it don't really realize. And I don't think most of us get into it realizing how much it's going to be. So I would say on average, I spend probably 4 or 5 hours editing a video. So I kind of have a pattern down now and I get it done. And then I block out about 3 hours a week answering comments. And I've tried like adding Instagram in, and I've tried adding some other things, and it's just really difficult. I'm not super great at promoting my channel. That's something I wish I could do better at, but I don't have those 8 hours after a video goes up to spend promoting it, you know? So, yeah. And I saw Josh said that if you're a new YouTuber to check out Two Family Homestead, and I think that's great. They have a live show. I believe it's Thursday afternoons. So you guys correct me if I'm wrong. Thursday afternoons in US time. And I think I've seen it sometimes when I'm driving home. So I want to say like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Eastern-ish, right? And they will go through and they'll pick people from the audience that are watching. I forget how they do it. I think you have to like make guesses or something. It's a game somehow. Or they spin a wheel and somehow you're on the wheel. I don't remember exactly. But they will actually look at your channel and they will give you advice about things that you might want to change. They'll just kind of go through it with a critical eye, but they're so super supportive and sweet about it. They're not unkind at all, but they will give you honest, good feedback. So that's one thing they do on Thursdays. On Monday nights, they have other YouTubers on their channel and they do like interviews, like a podcast kind of thing, like a sit down interview with a different YouTuber. Okay, so they do spin the wheel, Josh says. That's right. So those are 2 things. And then their other video every week that they do is a technical thing. So they'll put out like, I think they use a program called Filmora, and they give out tips for how to use it and other technical type advice. So they are really great to go to for new YouTubers, and they're in the homestead community. Excuse me. So they know what people who watch homesteaders are looking for, and they know they can give you advice specific to our genre. All right. I'm going to use my other finger so it's not right across the camera. Let's see, what have I missed? Kathy's here. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for joining. Let's see. Almost 60. I'm wanting to downsize, but spouse is reluctant. Do you think that would be interesting? I do think that would be interesting, Rebecca. So let's see. You're wanting to downsize, like property, house. You want to go tiny home-ish, or you know what kind of downsizing? And I also think I was talking to someone else today about our spouses, and in their situation, it was not related to YouTube, but it's how, if your husband is reluctant to do it or your spouse is reluctant to do it, I don't know that it's something I would dive into. Like that kind of stress, I don't know. I kind of think it's got to be on the same page, and you got to be in agreement for it to really be interesting. And Cranky Babushka's here. Hello. All right. So, yeah, so there are several reasons to do YouTube. So let's talk about some of those. Number one, if you're an expert in some area and you want to share knowledge with people. And by expert, I don't mean that you necessarily have to have a master's degree or have a lot of education behind you. I just mean you've worked at your craft long enough that you can talk about it knowledgeably. And whether your craft is gardening or farming or reenactments or horses, whatever your specialty is, if you can talk about it knowledgeably and you're interested and you're passionate about what you do, that will be of interest to viewers. So to share your knowledge is one reason to do YouTube. Some people do YouTube because they really love the creative side. I know that Chelsea from Little Mountain Ranch, She loves having a creative outlet. She's at home with her children. She homeschools them. She's got a lot of them. She does homesteading and gardening, and there's not much creative outlet in that, but YouTube is her creative outlet. And she loves the creative side of it. For me, it's not so much a creative thing, and it's not really an educational thing. For me, it's more of, I want to inspire people that you can do one thing your whole life and then all of a sudden decide you're going to do something completely different, and it's okay. It's okay to take those risks. It's okay to not know how everything's going to turn out, and it's okay to jump and go to a different direction. So because that's what we did. And then, you know, I'm learning along the way. So if I can be a little bit educational and a little bit entertaining and a little bit inspirational, you know, then that's kind of fun. And there was a time actually where I was like, am I going to even keep this YouTube stuff up? Because I really felt like it was taking time away from my family. And my family was like, you have to keep going. Like, they loved it. So that was good. And yes, there is a great community of YouTubers who know each other and support each other and get together. Mom H, did you get to you didn't go to the Homesteaders Conference, did you? And so my husband is chiming in as Plan B Orchard and Farm, which is our farm name, and he says, Rebecca, I think people are always interested in the process of change. Go for it. I think so. And I think it takes great courage. And I mean, it sounds so weird because I feel like I'm tooting my own horn here. But to really put yourself out on YouTube and to share your life takes courage. And you have to figure out how much of yourself are you going to change, are you going to share with the world, and is there anything that's off limits, and all of that. So that's kind of interesting. And then let's see, someone else joined in. So Empty Nester Homestead, hello from Ohio, thank you for joining, I appreciate you being here. Elizabeth says, I enjoy YouTube to watch my journey with my rabbits and trying to educate others from what I've learned. It's also for my kids. Watching them grow is so special. Yeah, so I think there's a lot of that. A lot of people also YouTube so that they will have a video record of what they have done in their life. So I think that that's another good reason to YouTube. Also, for some people, YouTube becomes a viable income stream, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you really work this hard like a business, there's a chance that you're going to bring in some income at least for your family, and that's nice. And we make a little bit of income off of our channel, and for me it's about equivalent of 2 hours of work of what I earn. 2 or 3 hours of work I can earn about what I earn on YouTube in a month. So it's not replacing my work income yet, for sure. But what our commitment to you is that any income that we do make from YouTube, we put back into our farm. So that goes separate. When I get that money, it gets cashed and it goes in an envelope that says farm on it, and it doesn't get spent for anything other than that. And I can't believe we have another Aussie in the house today. Hello. And that is Little Garden Big Dreams. Thanks for joining us, guys. It's so nice to have both of you here. These are two channels that I have recently subscribed from. So let's give a shout out to our gardening homesteaders from Australia. So if you guys don't know them, please check out their channels. I'm going to read them just to make sure I get it right. Little Garden Big Dreams and Josh, what's your last name, Josh? Josh Gannon. So when you see them make a comment, there should be 3 dots beside it. If you click on it, you can actually bring up their channel and subscribe while you're still watching me. So little side tip there. Without even leaving this, and then you can go check them out later. So I'm enjoying getting to know some gardeners from around the world. And I think that's another fun thing about YouTube, is building friendships with people that I would never have met otherwise. What else was I gonna say? So those are all really great reasons to YouTube, and you can really decide how technical you want to be and how simple you want it to be. If you just want to set up a camera and talk to it and show what you're doing, you can do that. You may or may not gain success that way. There are some people who what they know and how they present it is so captivating that that's all they need. But you know, that's not most people. Most people, it's not a quick road to success. Most people, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you know, if you're thinking about doing YouTube, just keep those things in mind. There are many, 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 many small homesteading YouTube channels out there, and those that the big names, they really work it to be successful. So that's the other side. That if you're gonna do it, just know going in that for most people, it's not a quick journey. All right, so we are going to change topics now. We have a question from Cranky Babushka. How is my healthy eating changes going? And before I answer that question, we'll read Chris's comment. My husband says, never made it to Australia yet. It's on my bucket list. Almost made it before I decided to fly to Alaska and meet the girl of my dreams there instead. So yeah, although we had already met. We had already met in Bible college, but he came to Alaska to woo me and won my heart. Let's see. So healthy eating, and then Mom H says you can edit out your goofs. The wonderful thing about YouTube. I actually try to get not all, but a lot of my goofs in. I think that they're interesting. I think they're fun. I think showing your personality is important. And also on camera, just a tip, you have to like up your personality a lot. I was watching a video. I've been editing a video that's going to go up this Saturday. And when I was talking, I felt like I was excited about what I was doing, and it was really entertaining, and I was loving it. And then when I'm editing it, I feel like I look like this. So one important thing about homesteading is record keeping. Like I look totally dry faced, and I didn't feel like that when I was talking about it. So I don't know what was going on that day, but I'm like, what? So you do have to kind of like up your animation and come out of your shell a little bit. Hackett's Healing Hollow, so happy to see you. Hello, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're here tonight. So my healthy eating journey was going pretty good for the first month, 6 weeks or so. In the first 5 weeks, I was down 4 pounds. This past week has been a nightmare. I just haven't been doing as good. But I will say, in a month, I've only had 1 soda, so that is huge, huge improvement for me. And just keeping on making healthy changes, and so there's not much to report right now about that. I think right now I've lost about 4 pounds, and I'm kind of holding steady right there. All right, so One Anchor Under God is popping out, and Howie's in the house. Hello. All right, so we have some new people popping on, so I'm just going to revisit what I was saying about the title of this. It says, is it my last live chat? And yes and no. So it is my last live chat of 2019, my last scheduled live chat of 2019. With the holidays coming up and with family plans and everything we have going on, and our work schedule gets a little crazy around this time of year, I just am adding a little bit of peace to my life by not having to rush here by 5:15 every Wednesday to get on a live chat. However, if it happens that we have some extra time in our day, maybe, I was going to say from the cabin in the woods, but there's no signal there. But maybe I can throw out a live chat every now and then, a spontaneous one, but I'm not going to schedule them in. And then we'll probably resume them in January after the new year when things settle down a little bit. So that's why the title of my live chat says, is it my last live chat? Because it kind of is, for now. For now, just to give us a little breathing space, a little peace in our busy lives. Hey, dude, shh. No, I didn't, and they're gonna have to wait for the video. The only problem I have with spontaneity, Mom H, is I don't have signal where I live. I would love to be able to do live streams from the farm and show you guys, you know, our ducks and our chickens and rabbits and all of that, and be live there, but there's no signal. We live down in a hollow. All right, and Diana's here. Hello, good to see you. All right, so Howie is encouraging once again all of us to plant a food forest and reclaim the earth. Yeah, my husband always does that to me. He likes pushing my buttons and spilling the beans. How do you have signal in a hollow? You must live near a tower. Like, we even have a cell phone booster on the top of our house to get signal to the house from the tower, and we still have zero signal. It's pretty bad. Oh, well, that's our cell phone, so we don't have that. And then our internet is DSL. We can't get anything better than DSL where we live. And our DSL is at my mom's house, but even with that, it's not really good enough to do a live. So you have fiber optic. We don't have that option at our house. So we're kind of just stuck with it for now. You should dream big. We have plans for a food forest too. We live on the same property between my mom's house and our house is about 300 feet, and there's a gate up by her house, and we would love to have like a little food forest that goes from our house to her house. And I saw Trish just popped in. Hello, Trish. How are you? I hope you're having a good evening. So what else? We've covered a wide range of topics tonight. What else do you guys want to talk about? Trish says, hey, 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 and hey. She's just saying hey to all y'all. All y'all. Let's see. I don't think I've missed any comments, have I? I'm kind of scrolling back just to see if I missed anything or forgot anything. Hey, Chris, I don't know if you were on here earlier when Woody said hello, but Woody's even watching us tonight, so it's good to hear from him. It's been a while. Chris and I have a special place in our heart for Mr. Woody. Oh, Rebecca, you answered my question. Smaller home, less mowing. My mother just passed, and I don't want to leave my kids with tons of stuff to go through and get rid of. So it's really an idea of how to eliminate things not needed. I would probably watch that. My mom is kind of doing the same thing. She's just decided that she wants to empty her house. So she's like giving everything away and selling everything she can. It's crazy. But I think that's kind of what she's thinking, that when she passes away, she doesn't want us to have to sort through too much. But she's never kept a bunch of stuff anyway. My mom is, I wouldn't say she's a minimalist, but I remember when I was in college, she told me, you should never own anything more than you can fit in the trunk of your car. That way you can move whenever you decide you want to, and you can go anywhere in the country. So she kind of cracks me up. All right, good night, Mom H. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Let's see. All right, well, we haven't talked very long, but I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about. I know that that's hard to believe, because anybody who knows me know that I can talk a lot about anything, just about. Ask me anything. I am pretty open to any kind of question you want to ask. I may reserve the right to not answer if I decide it's not appropriate, but most things I will answer. So ask away. Ask away. What do you want to know about Chris and myself? We've got Chris on the line watching, so he can answer some stuff. Our farm, our jobs, our life history, our plans for the future. Sky's the limit. What's your best question? Throw it at me. I talked about the meat in the freezer already. Let's see. I'm going to take a second and read some comments. That's the one thing about doing this live chat by myself is that there's no one to sit over there and talk a minute while I read through the comments. Oh, Trisha, I have always had more stuff than my mom thinks I should have. We own stuff. What is our family's favorite holiday tradition? Chris may have a different answer than I do. I'm pretty sure he has a different answer than I do. So I usually the day after Thanksgiving like to put on a Christmas movie, um, and decorate the Christmas tree, and have hot cocoa. And actually, in the early part of our life, that caused a lot of stress between Chris and I, because I totally thought that it would be an enjoyable time for both of us to decorate the tree together, especially when we were newlyweds in our own home. And then for him, it was torturous, and I didn't realize it because he tried to put on a smiling face, but he was always super cranky and stuff. And it wasn't until about 5 years into our marriage that I learned the story of why it was such a nightmare for him. And it was because his mom decorates everything. She takes down all the pictures in her house and puts up new pictures of Christmas stuff. She has more than one Christmas tree, and when she decorates a Christmas tree, they are perfect. Small ornaments at the top, gradually getting bigger at the bottom, everything perfectly balanced, just so, all the way around. She's got oodles and oodles of garland. I mean, it's beautiful, it's fun, it's festive, but it takes hours to do. And for him growing up, that was like a nightmare, because he's not really like a neat guy. He's not like, his mom and his brother are a little bit towards the OCD side, and Chris is not. He's a little bit more of a free spirit. And so I didn't realize it was torture for him. So then I just started hiring guys, like college guys from the church, to come take down my boxes for me and help me set up everything. And then it was fun. Then Chris will hang out and watch movies with me, and we have a good time. We also, for our Christmas dinner, is kind of an unusual meal. We have steak and shrimp instead of turkey or ham. So we grill steaks on the barbecue, and we have a Cajun shrimp boil. My husband grew up in Louisiana, and so that's just a tradition we brought from there. So the shrimp boil is the kind that has shrimp, corn, and potatoes in it with the crab boil seasoning. So I think those are our favorite traditions. And now let me go back and read, because there's been quite a bit of comments. Chris says cat fight on the porch. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, he's throwing out topics for me to talk about. Now I know what he's doing. Okay. Let's see. Will I ever have a panel? Howie, what do you mean? Like sit down with a bunch of other people and discuss stuff? That kind of a panel? Not sure. Our plans for the birthday weekend. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. Hello, Mimsy's Garden. Thanks for popping in. Pam Price says she's going to decorate early. Woody asks, is our house finished yet? All right, so we've got a question about the house and about the cat fight. It is not finished yet, Woody. It's more finished than it was. Oh, the birthday weekend and the house. So our upstairs bathroom is workable. So we have a shower, sink, toilet up there. We have a downstairs toilet. We still are missing a lot of drywall. We have drywall in the girls' bedroom. I think that's really the only room that's fully drywalled in. So we have left to do drywall, trim, doors, paint, all the kitchen cabinets, all the like bathroom cabinets and the closets and stuff like that. I think that's about it to finish up the house. Maybe stain the floors if we decide to stain the concrete, or maybe just wax and seal it. We have to do the upstairs flooring and the stairs. So it doesn't sound like much when you say it like that. It's just coming up with the money. And that's one thing we always talk about when we talk about homesteading. Looking back, we probably would have either built a much smaller house, or we would have bought a property with a house already on it. Because every time we get a little bit of money, it's like, well, do we put up some more drywall, or do we, buy some fruit trees? Do we put up some more, do we paint a room, or do we buy some rabbits? So it takes a while, We may finish it in time to pass away and let our children inherit it. Hopefully we'll finish it before then. We're working on it. We're trying to save up some money. And it seems like just about the time you get some money saved up for something, then the cars break down. So, oh, there you go. Chris says he's taking donations. We only need 20,000. What's 20,000 among friends, right? That's only 1,000 for each of you. There's almost 20 people watching right now. You can each send $1,000, and then if you do that, we'll let you come pick apples when we have mature apple trees. How's that? We'll have a guest room set up for anybody who donated. They can come visit. Oh my gosh, I am so kidding. Please, you do not need to send us money. Okay. And the birthday weekend. So I put a post on Facebook that somebody's asking me about, and my daughter is turning 20, and she is in a program in Kansas City called the International House of Prayer. And sorry, I'm reading comments. Hang on just a second. All right, bye, Howie. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'll be back after the new year, though. All right, Jessme says, hey there, everyone. I'm new to this channel, but I've been subscribed for about a year. Good to meet you all. Well, hello. Everybody say hello to Jessme. I'm glad everybody's here. Okay, so the birthday weekend. So Leslie is at a program in Kansas City at a church called the International House of Prayer. That's actually not the church. That's actually the prayer room's name. And they do 24-hour prayer, and she's doing an internship called Fire in the Night. So she has classes that start like 5 or 6 in the evening, and then she goes overnight, and then they pray in the morning hours. And she's doing this year-long internship, and we don't get to see her very much. She doesn't have a lot of days off, and we won't see her again at home until Christmas. But her birthday is coming up, and we are going up there just for one day. We're going to drive up and drive back the same day to visit her on her birthday weekend. And because of the internship that she's in, her room, board, tuition, books, all of that are covered. But anything she does, like gas for her car, toiletries, household needs, and stuff like that, is all she has to pay for on her own. And she has saved up a lot of money, but it doesn't leave her with a lot of spending money to do things with her friends on their days off. So I put a thing on my Facebook post asking people who know her if they want to give us gift cards, like for gas and fast food and restaurants, Starbucks, whatever. Then we will take those to her for her birthday weekend. So that's what Elizabeth was asking about. I think it was Elizabeth that asked me that. And we're just going to go up and probably take her out to dinner and then turn around and come back because it's about a 3-hour drive and we have to work the next day. I don't know, Chris. Maybe we could take that Monday off. I don't think I'm scheduled for anything right now. We'll have to look at our calendars. I don't know. Oh, but I think Mom's coming with us, and we got to take care of animals on the farm. Yeah, we got to come back. I forget. You can't just leave. The animals can't feed themselves. Oh, well. It's all right. It's all right. We're going away for Thanksgiving, so that's fine. We can do a one-day trip. So that's what we're doing for the birthday weekend. All right, we are nearing the hour. Any other questions? Anything anybody wants to talk about before we head off for the night? And just in case you didn't hear me say it earlier, when I said, is this my last live stream? It is my last live stream of this year. So just taking a little bit of time off doing lives until the new year so that we can have a little bit more breathing room in our holiday season. And somebody was talking about my internal conversations. Yeah, and I have those out loud all the time. I see myself in the store. I hear myself. I walk in the store and I talk to myself. And I'm like, oh, wait, I wasn't going to go do this. I need to look for toothpaste or whatever. Yeah, I'm an out loud thinker a lot. I process out loud. But we will be putting up edited videos. So we'll be getting up a video probably every Saturday afternoon for the next few weeks until the new year, and then we'll go back to doing more. And somebody's asking if we are near you, Bonne Terre, Missouri. We are farther south. So if Springfield is here and Branson is here. We're like an hour east of both of those. All right. It's an 11 a.m. on Thursday morning here, and I'll show you. Oh, so you and Josh are in different time zones because he was like almost 8 a.m. So you guys are 3 hours apart. Pam says she hears plenty of people talking to themselves in the store. I talk to myself all the time. I really do process out loud a lot. A lot. Or I talk to my friends, but I process out loud, think through stuff. What does WA stand for? I don't know what that means. Yeah, so I think that's it. All right, guys, last chance of 2019 to ask me anything you want. Oh, Western Australia. Okay. Throw them at me, guys. Throw it at me. We'll take one, maybe two more topics. That's about all the time we have. And then I'm going to say goodbye for a few weeks. Did I miss any other comments? Oh, Chris, I remember Chris was wanting me to tell you about the cat fight on the porch. So the other night, we're laying in bed and we had just fallen asleep, and all of a sudden we hear on the porch. And Chris, we kind of lay there for a second and didn't hear it again. And then I was thinking, did I really hear that or not? And then Chris says, was that the cat? And I'm like, yeah, I think that was the cat. And so Chris jumped up and ran out, and there was a possum on the porch, but it took off when he saw it. So it's out in the field somewhere. But our poor cat, she was quite scared, but she turned out okay. So, all right, let's see. What have I got in my garden at the moment? Right now, I have dry corn stalks. So we are fall, and I took the last squash out of my garden probably about 3 weeks ago. Oh, I know, I do want to, that reminded me of the video that I put up. I hope that you have all had the time to watch my Tiny Family Pantry Tour video. I had so much fun making it. My friend Chelsea at Little Mountain Ranch did a large family pantry tour. She has 12 kids. She's got an amazing pantry. It's like 2 of this room. And she did a tour of it, and I did a little bit of a spoof video of a Tiny Family Pantry tour, and it was loads and loads of fun. So if you haven't seen it yet, please watch that video, and hopefully you'll get a good laugh out of it. All right, let's see what else. What is my favorite holiday food? What's your favorite holiday food, everybody? What do you like? Chris's mom makes a dessert that we call Hello Dollies. I think some people call them like 7-layer cookies or magic cookie bars, where it has condensed milk and coconut and graham cracker crumbs and chocolate chips, butter. I don't know what else is in there. Those are really good. I like those. I like pumpkin pie. I'm going to make an apple pie for Thanksgiving. Carter has requested that I do that. I don't know. What are you guys? Smoked turkey. Just me says smoked turkey. Rebecca, thank you so much. Oh, Christina. Or no, it says Christian Church. Hello. I don't know if you've been on my live chat before. It's good to have you. All right. I'm making you hungry. Apple cider. Ooh, I like apple cider. Today I went to the store, and Gala apples, which are normally $3.89 for a 3-pound bag, were on sale for $1.39 for the same 3-pound bag. That's like 46 cents a pound. I know, because I used my calculator to do the conversion. And so I bought 8 bags of apples. I normally don't like Gala apples that much. I prefer like a Honey Crisp or something a little bit crisper and a little bit sweeter. I don't like soft apples like mush at all. I want them really crisp, like a Granny Smith crisp, but sweeter taste. Anyway, I bought 8 bags though. And so I texted Chris and I'm like, I'll make some more dried apples, and we can make some more applesauce, and we can juice. And Chris says, ooh, some apple cider sounds really good for these cold evenings. I was like, yes. So I'm going to be looking up a good apple cider recipe for sure. Oh, fudge. Some of you make fudge. I'm sorry I'm making you hungry. It's almost lunchtime. What are you going to have for lunch today? A Little Garden, Big Dreams. Is your first name, is it Kathy maybe, or Christy? I'm trying to remember. I try to learn everybody's names. I know there's some poor people on my channel whose names I still cannot remember, and they've told me like a dozen times. I'm so sorry. That's it. So, all right. Hot buttered rum? I don't know. We don't really drink, so not sure. Kathy with an I. Okay, I will try to remember that, because I would rather think of people as their name than as their channel name, which to me it's weird to think of like there's a channel watching you. I like to remember there's a person behind the channel. You know what I mean? Like there's not a little garden watching me. There's a person named Kathy watching me. So I really try to learn everybody's names, but I may have to ask you a dozen more times, but I try. I really do. All right, well, it's getting down near the end of the hour, so thank you so much to everybody who stopped by and hung out with us for this hour. And I love getting to know you. I love hanging out like this. I feel like you guys really get to see the real me and all my like goofiness, just how I think and how I am, as opposed to edited videos, which, you know, as real as I can be in those edited videos, it's just, it doesn't have the same feel as when we're having a conversation. And so I like this, but we're going to take some time apart. So have a great Christmas season. Have a great Thanksgiving season. And I will see you all live in the new year. And until then, I will see you on Saturdays. And if you haven't yet, check out that video, the Tiny Family Pantry Tour. It's actually pretty fun. It is dark outside. It is. But the mornings are light, so that's nice. I haven't let the animals out in the dark for a while. It's at least been light. Chris got me a new headlamp. It's actually not a headlamp. It's a flashlight, but it came with a headlamp band. And I really like it. And you can push the button and then to turn it on, and then you push the button and hold it, and it makes it even brighter. It's very nice. He could probably tell you a lot more about it. I should do a whole video on all of our flashlights. It's kind of funny. All right, good night, everybody. I'll see you later.